Okay, now that I have the bullet class done, and oh, it looks like I have a typo. Sorry about that in the other video. Now that I have the bullet class ready to go, I want to test my program and see if my bullet class is flying properly. So I have my make file. Okay, and let's see, there's a bunch of stuff I've added. I'll show you what it needs to be. Okay, so I have my make file. I've got my game CPP. Okay, these were all given to me. So if I go into my folder and try to make the file, you can see I've got some references to birds. So I'm going to kind of add as much as I need to and hide some bird stuff just so I can get the bullet to work properly. So in game.h, it's having some issues. So in here, in game.h, I definitely need to include, for sure, I need to include the bullet class. That will be necessary for the game. Okay, does it like that yet? Oh, it's still worried about the game. Okay, game position line 84. So I'm just going to comment this out for now. You do have to save it if you want the change to happen. Okay, so in my make file I have no rule for birds. Okay, so my make file needs some work. Okay, so for the .a.out file, it's going to need, I'm going to need to add something about the bullet, the flying object. It'll need to know, it'll need a created bullet.o, flying object, sorry, .o, and definitely a velocity.o. And eventually I'll put birds in there as well when I'm ready for birds. I can copy and paste that. Okay, bullet, flying object, velocity, there. Okay, right here, I'm just going to remove that and I'll put that back later. I do need bullet.h as part of my game.o definition. Okay, and then my additional rules. I want to put in a rule for the flying object, for the bullet, and for the velocity with each of their dependencies. So the flying object needs CPP, the H, and it's dependent on the point class. The bullet needs the bullet stuff, the flying object, point, velocity, UI, draw. It'll need all those things. And the velocity just needs velocity CPP and the velocity header. Okay, I think that's all for the make file, just to get the bullet to work. Alright, now I'm into game.cpp. There's a lot of references to the bird in game.cpp. 193, so I'm just going to comment out things that refer to the bird. Okay, line 164. So some collision stuff that's going to be happening between the bullets and the birds. Just comment that out for now. This is all stuff I'm going to be putting back in. I just want to make sure the bullets are working. And line 128, we'll just comment this whole function out. Line 102, create bird, we'll just comment that guy out. And line 94. Advanced bird, we can probably do this whole function. It's going to have a lot of references to birds. Did I do it right? Oh, so I don't need to do that there. Okay. All right, so I'm just commenting out the references to the birds. Okay. Defined reference to advanced bird. Ah. It still needs to advance the bullets, but not the bird in this time. Make sure it's working. Make clean. Make. Okay. So now it's running. So now I can test it, and I can say, okay, just run the a.out. And I'm running mine on a strange emulator online, but you can still see how it works. It's a little laggy, but you can see my rifle is moving angle, and when I press the space bar, you can see it. The bullet seems to be going in the proper direction, and it'll stay active till it's out of the screen. Okay, in the virtual machine, it's going to look a lot nicer than this. Okay, but this just is showing us that it's working. Okay, so that's just how to test to make sure your bullet flying objects are working.